Hey y'all, happy Friday. It's Leslie with Fat Cat Flossing. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad to see you guys again. It is Friday, and sorry for bumping the table and rocking the video. It's Friday, November 2nd. It's a beautiful day here in Northwest Arkansas. Sun is shining, it's in the 50s, just gorgeous. Sorry that I missed last week. We've just been busy. I took a Kitty to Tulsa to the airport last Thursday, and Puffy is doing great in his new home in Idaho. His mommy is real happy with him. And then Friday, Steve's had a follow-up appointment with the ophthalmologist. Good news, his glaucoma is stable. He has lost, has some visual loss in his left eye, but it's stable. It hasn't changed since he was first diagnosed last March or whenever. So I'm happy about that, and he doesn't have to go back for another 3 months. So good news on that. Y'all keep the prayers coming. I would like to have my honey have his vision for a long, long time. Other than that, it's just, you know, the general crazy cat lady crap. So I don't really have any good excuses. I was just busy and I didn't get it done, but thank y'all for coming back today. I appreciate it. Let's see, what's new around here? Well, this weekend, we're planning to kind of go drive around and view the fall foliage. It's we're down in the Arkansas River Valley. We're about, I don't know, less than 5 miles on the north side of the Arkansas River, but we're actually down in the river valley. So we have some color here, but it hasn't really hit peak yet, but it's been windy and blustery and the leaves are falling off the trees. But the Ozarks are just a little bit that way, north of us, so I think we're going to drive up through the mountains tomorrow and take a gander at the color, and hopefully there'll still be leaves on the trees to see. This is a treat for me. You know, living in South Texas, it's, you know, it's hot and dry, and it's just, you don't get pretty fall color at all. I mean, you see the occasional tree change, but most of the time the leaves just turn brown and fall off. There's not really any pretty color. But here, there is pretty color, and I'm really enjoying it. Excuse me. Hey, stop it. Story and Maddie are both in heat, and they're both in total biatch mode, and they want to go around and fight with everybody. So if you hear growling, I'm so sorry, but my girls are just grumpy. Got a bad case of kitty PMS. Let's see, what else is new? Oh, Steve has a new toy. You know, we both like to fiddle fart around with music. Neither one of us could carry a tune if you gave us a bucket to put it in. But he messes around with ukulele, and I play a little bit of guitar. And his newest obsession is he works with this guy named Matt that plays electric guitar. And Matt is very, very, very good. I mean, could probably be a professional musician if that's what he chose to do. But he and Steve have been talking about this, and Steve has decided he wants to learn to play the guitar. Not an acoustic guitar. I have 2 acoustic guitars, a 6 and a 12 string. No, hell no. He wants to learn to play the electric guitar. So he found a secondhand, I gotta give him credit, he did good, $80 for a secondhand electric guitar with a little amp. And he's had 1 lesson, and he came home last night playing Smoke on the Water. It's better than I thought he'd be after 1 lesson. But I have very eclectic taste in music, and I enjoy most music. The 2 things I hate are rap, which I think is an abomination, and heavy metal, which immediately just makes me angry and want to punch somebody in the throat. Guess what he wants to play? Yeah, heavy metal. So I am glad he's found a hobby that he's going to hopefully enjoy doing. But God help me, I'm going to have to send him out to the shed out back to play because, oh my God, again, makes me want to punch somebody in the throat. But as long as he enjoys it, that's what counts, right? I'm just going to go need to get a prescription for Valium or something. But anyway, that's about all the news around here. Y'all say a few prayers for my sanity. I'm just all excited. I'm going to practice this weekend. That's great, honey. Yay. Anyway, So, I've got quite a bit to show, so I'm going to quit blithering and talk about stitching. I did get a couple of things FFO'd. The first of which is Liberty Lane, which I'm almost certain is a Country Cottage Needleworks pattern. I did not look it up, and I'm sorry for the glare, y'all. There's just not a non-glare way to show it, I don't think. Anyway, I'm very happy with how this turned out. It's a secondhand frame that I thrifted, and it's not exactly even all the way around, but it's close enough. And I have a couple of CD cabinets, I guess. They have all of our DVDs and stuff in them that look like little houses, and they're red, white, and blue. So I hung the red, white, and blue houses over them in the living room, and it looks real cute. So very, very happy. I did stretch this. Again, thank you, Teresa Vanette, Kitten Stitcher, for your tutorial on stretching your own needlework. So I did stretch it and pin it, and again, not perfect, but I love it. And I enjoyed the heck out of that pattern. That was a fun stitch. And I have already passed the stash on that one. I think I sent that one to Leanne. I think. Anyway, it's gone. And this one, I'm not super happy with. I mean, I'm glad to have it done, and I'm glad to have it framed, but this is Sweetest Home from, I think it's Country Cottage too. I'll put it in the show notes. I don't remember for sure. Anyway, I finished this maybe a month or so ago, and I pinned it and stretched it, or stretched it and pinned it, I guess is the right order for that. And this is another thrifted frame that I had painted the matte white on. And it's hanging in my kitten room because, you know, they're my little bumblebees. But I do not think that the frame does anything to flatter this. So I may take this one apart and redo it. I don't know. What do y'all think? Again, I'm glad it's done, but the mood of that frame does not go with the mood of the piece, I don't think. I think it needs a white frame and maybe a dark green matte. I don't know. I'm torn. Tell me what you think. But as of right now, it's hanging on the wall in the kitten room. So that's all good, right? And then yesterday, I had a finish. Ta-da! I finished Blackberry House from Plum Street. This was a great stitch. I enjoyed this whole pattern. I really, really, really liked it. And I'm thrilled to have it done. You'll notice on the pattern there are these little scallops, the swags across the top. I've decided I'm leaving that out simply for framing purposes. I have a couple of frames that I think might go with this, but I think that it will frame up better if it is not quite as tall. It will suit the frames I have better if it's not quite as tall. And that was going to add another 1.5 inches, 2 inches to the length of it. So I've just decided to leave that off. Nothing wrong with the pattern, it's just me deciding it would suit my frames better. But I'm super, super happy to have this done. I'm super, super happy that I got it done in 2018 since I got brave and decided to go ahead and put the 8 in. It's on 32 count Weeks Dye Works. I think linen is the name of the color. And you know, I have stitched with some Weeks Dye Works linen that I wasn't super thrilled with. I did really like this. It was the 30 count I wasn't crazy about. I thought it was too loosely woven. But this, I think I mean, it's not awesome coverage, but I'm okay with that kind of prim look. My little 1/1 horsey. And then I did my initials 1/1. But anyway, I'm very happy with it, and I think it's a beautiful pattern, and I'm looking forward to getting it hung up. So anyway, Blackberry House by Plum Street. Okay, moving right along. I got some stitching done, not like tons and tons, because you know me, I'm just distracted and busy with other crap. But I did work a little bit Y'all, if y'all see my project bags, they're just covered in cat hair because Max, my 17-year-old ragdoll, has decided that that's where he wants to lay, is on top of the little file box that all my project bags are in. And hey, he's 17 years old and I don't make him get up. So I got a little bit accomplished on 'Tis the Season from Blackbird Designs. I finally got the bird. I may have had the bird done the last time I showed this. I don't remember. But I got the bird done 10 days or 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I got, I had several more leaves to do, and I think I still have, I have to finish this leaf, and I think I have 2 more leaves to put in over here. And then I'll have the words and the snowflakes, and that'll be done. So I think I'm on track to finish that before December 1st, which was my goal. So happy with that one. And I'm sorry I'm taking the time to roll my stuff up and put it away because I'll have a big mess. And I have enough big messes in my house without adding to them. Be nice. Sorry, grumpy cats. The next thing I worked on was, and I'm totally not a seasonal stitcher, y'all. As evidenced by the fact that I worked on Welcome Spring from Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. I love that. I just love it. And I got quite a little bit done because the last time y'all saw this, I don't think I had the cart finished, and I didn't have the sheep in at all. And I finished the cart and added the wheels, although I still need to go back and do the long stitches for the spokes, and the little harness for the sheep, and then got a fair bit done on the sheep. And I've decided I'm not doing anything else on this until I go out to Seattle in a couple of weeks to deliver a kitten. And this is small and it will make a good travel project. And the thing I like to do for travel projects is have something outlined like this, and then it's just mindless stitching. You know, you don't have to pay attention to a pattern, you just go fill it in. So my plan is to, over the next couple of days, I'm probably going to outline where the grass is down here and then not do anything else to it, and then I'll have those 2 things that I can work on the plane and sit in the airports, because I have layover both ways, because, you know, there are no direct flights from around here to anywhere. So anyway, I'll get those filled in, and then hopefully, maybe I'll get that finished up on that trip. I hope. That's my plan. It all sounds good when we're talking about it, right? The next thing I worked on, can't talk today. This is Texas Signs of Spring #1 from Redbird Designs. And this is one my friend Charlotte bought for me when I was down in San Antonio last spring. And I'm doing it for her. She loves bluebonnets and she wanted this. So I didn't accomplish a lot. I got a little bit more of the blue put in, and then I got the cardinal started over here. But yeah, just to start. This is a 32 count. I'm pretty sure it's an even weave, not a linen. Yeah, it's definitely an even weave. But it's a 32 count even weave of some variety, and I'm stitching this in DMC. Except for the cardinal, I did use that same scarlet orange that I had used for the cardinal on the 'Tis the Season piece. I just love that red, so I thought I'd use it again on that little cardinal. So a little bit of progress on that. Maybe I'll have it done next Christmas. I don't think it'll see the light of day this Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, again, I'm just not a seasonal stitcher. I like all the seasonal stuff, but I rarely get anything done seasonally. And this is the only Christmas piece well, I'm doing the 'Tis the Season, so that's not true. But this is the other Christmas thing I'm working on. This is Father Yule from Shepherd's Bush, and I'm doing the little Santa here with the sheep. And I have almost finished, I may be finished with Santa. Oh no, he needs feet. And I've started, this is the head and tail and the feet of the sheep. And I am using Whisper on the sheep and on Santa's beard. I just need to go back and comb it a little bit and make it fuzzier once I'm all said and done. But all I'll have left to do on this one is the sheep and the wording down at the bottom. So I may get that done this weekend. We'll see. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. But that's my Christmas stitching. I probably won't get a whole lot of stitching done this weekend because, again, the plan is to be gone all day tomorrow looking at leaves. I'd be okay with looking at pictures of leaves, but Steve wants to go. Hence, we will go. So, I think that was all my whips. I don't know. Maybe I worked on something else. That doesn't seem like a lot for 2 weeks, but I don't know. If I did, I've forgotten it. But I did have a new start because I can't help myself. That's what it boils down to. Sorry, got all kinds of crap in the bag. This is Seedy Pumpkin Cottage from Praiseworthy Stitches. And Steve picked this out, I guess, almost 2 years ago. My first trip to the Silver Needle in Tulsa, he drove me up one day. And he loves Halloween. Loves. Favorite holiday. And he picked this out. And he has been commenting frequently, are you stitching that house for Halloween yet? Is it going to be ready this year? Yeah, no. But I did start. Good God, it's a lot of floss. And I've explained to him that I probably have a 5-year plan on this one because it's huge. I'm trying to remember what the stitch count is. 338 by 237. Yeah, I need a 5-year plan. And this is just, I stitched on this Wednesday afternoon because I wanted to start the Halloween thing on Halloween. And then last night. And I got the outline of the front door and a little bit of the gingerbread on the porch. And this is another window over here. And the porch steps done. So not a whole lot, but you know, it's a start. I started it on Halloween. And hopefully 5 years from now, I'll be able to hang it up on Halloween. It's really big. I haven't done anything that big since I did the Earth Gatherers. It's been a while. I finished that in 2000. So anyway, I've started it at least. So he is content that I have at least made a token effort. I'm sorry, my project bag is crammed full of crap. And it's not even in a Halloween project bag because I've given away all the ones I made. So I need to make myself a Halloween bag to put one in. And I bought all that floss, you know, when we went to Silver Needle a couple years ago. And I was surprised because I have pulled from my stash a lot since then. I was surprised. I'm only missing like 4 or 5 in the Call for Gentle Arts and Weeks. And you know what? I'm just going to substitute some DMC in. It's okay. It's not a big deal. We're going to hope that's a toy that they're scratching on and not my couch. What are the odds? So my plans are basically to keep stitching on all that stuff. And I have another new start planned. And again, depending on what goes on this weekend, that might fall into the plans. I have asked on my last couple of videos if anybody was willing to share the charts for the Little Sheep Virtues because I wanted to do the piece like Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts did, all in one piece. And everybody was so generous, y'all. I'm just so happy and thankful and overwhelmed with the generosity of the stitching community. As always, I think it's just amazing. Because I had 2 of the charts. I think I had Patience and Peace, maybe. I had 2. Peace, I know for sure. I don't remember the other one. And do you know that I now have every one of them because of the generosity of the stitching community. So I just want to take a minute to thank the folks that sent them to me. Melodee Stewart, was generous enough to send me a couple of the patterns. Shelley, oh crap, I'm sorry, Shelley, your name escapes, last name is Keith? That's not right. I'm sorry. Shelley is KeyX Stitch on YouTube, and I think on Instagram also. So y'all go watch her. She's got great videos. But Shelley not only sent me one of the charts, she sent me this Raydun kitty dish. Now, I don't have any Raydun besides this now. And I don't need any because my house is cram-packed full of, I don't need anything because I have nowhere to put it. I got rid of a metric crap ton of stuff when we moved, and I am trying not to accumulate a whole lot more. In fact, my shed is still packed full of stuff I need to get rid of. But Shelley, this was awesome. I love it. Ori is going to be eating out of this now that I've shown it on here, and he sends purrs and headbutts and thank yous also. So thank you so much. Melissa Cahill was generous enough to share the pattern for the border and the layout. And that came from originally, I think, Pat Carson, I think. But I couldn't find it. I looked and looked and looked online and I couldn't find it. And Melissa saw that I was looking for it, and she very generously sent me the link for that. So thank you so much, Melissa. I sure do appreciate it. Christy, and I'm going to murder your last name, Chapit? I don't know. Was generous enough to send me a pattern. And then Shirley, Shirley sent me several of the patterns. And Shirley, I have to apologize. I had the patterns and your name and everything written down, big stack of stuff on my desk, and one of the cats jumped up there and knocked it all down, and the little note that had your last name on there. I'm sure it's somewhere, but I don't know where. So anyway, Shirley, thank you so much for sharing those with me. Just y'all, again, the generosity of the stitching community is just amazing, and I appreciate you all. And I think, we're a hell of a bunch of people. So thank you again. And then the last person who sent me a bunch of stuff, this came in today's mail. And really pretty card. Don't you just love those little birds and their little feather, their little tails? It's very pretty paper with the little feathers cut into it. And this is from Carrie Fiore. And Carrie sent me several of the patterns. And Carrie not only sent me that, she sent me some other patterns. A couple of which are duplicates for me. And Carrie said, pass them on, if I had them, to pass them along. So in just a minute, we're going to talk about a giveaway, because I already have the pattern for Let It Snow Bungalow. So we're going to have a giveaway for that in just a little bit. Thanks to Carrie. And then she also sent me, I didn't have this one, and I love everything the Drawn Thread has ever done. This is the Welcome Summer from the Drawn Thread. And I think that's awesome. So Carrie, thank you so much. And then, like that wasn't enough, she sent me several of the patterns, little sheep patterns. And then she sent me this beautiful fabric and said she did not need any more project bags, but to make whatever I wanted to out of it. So again, Carrie, so generous. Thank you so very, very much. So I am very much looking forward to getting started on Little Sheep Virtues. And I think the fact that it's the Little Sheep Virtues and it's things like kindness and love and, all those good virtues, it's the perfect thing to be stitching with parts that were gifted to me by the wonderful people in our stitching community. So thank y'all all again. I'll be thinking of you with every stitch. So anyway, I'll be starting that soon. But I'm a center starter, And I did not have, this is the piece that goes in the meadow, or in the middle. This is called Sheep in the Meadow from Cottage Needleworks. So this is what I'll actually be starting with. And I made an order from Jen's Stitch and Niche for that. And I have kitted this up mostly in Victorian motto because I have a crap ton of it and, you know, I should use it. And then this has gone right out of my head. Fiddle. I don't remember what that is anymore. It's 32 count parchment. 32? Should be 36 count. It should be a 36 count. So I don't think that's the right thing. I think I'm looking at the wrong note. Yeah, 36 count parchment. And I think it's Week Start Dye Works. But again, I like stitching with soft linen, so that doesn't bother me. But I have kitted that up again in almost all of Victorian motto flosses. So I'm really looking forward to getting started on that. And as always, well, I ordered that pattern from Jen's Stitch and Niche, and you know, no pattern can travel alone. So I also got, I was in a Halloween mood. Let's see. Spooky Tree from Barbara Anna. So cute. Skeleton Crew from the Cricket Collection. And I'm sorry for the glare, y'all. Playing with Jacques, also from the Cricket Collection. This is all Jan Hick's fault. And then she had a bunch of charts from Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa Vanette, marked down, clearing out old stock. And this is not showing up as cool as it is. It's not a good picture of it. But this is called Two Angry Birds. And I just love those birds sitting in that tree. So that was my haul from Jen. And then my other little bit of haul is all the fault of the Little Sheep Virtues, because I like doing sheep in Whisper. I just like the fuzzy texture of it. And Whisper, it doesn't bother me. You know, some people don't like to stitch with Whisper, but I don't mind Whisper. So I had to order some Whisper because when I went to the Silver Needle a couple weeks ago, they didn't have the right color. So I've got it in a couple colors, and I am looking for some of the charcoal gray that was out of stock. So I think I'm going to need a black sheep and all that. And since I was doing an order from 123 Stitch to get that stuff, I also got a new tacky bob to use for my Lady the Flag when I start beading it. I used to have a tacky bob. It's gone the way of the dodo. I have no idea. And then I've heard everybody talk about the Snag Nabbit. I decided for $1.98 I needed to try that. And then they also had this on sale. This is the wool from Primitive Gatherings. And it's just a little, I guess, charm pack or whatever you want to call that, in several different colors, little 5-inch squares. But I have several things that I want to do the little pillow finishes on, and I love the way it looks when, I've always been the person who leaves the seam open on the bottom and stuffs it that way. But I think it's so cute when people do the seam and, you know, open it in the back and then put the little wool applique over it. So I want to try that. So, you know, it was on sale. I need to avoid the internet at all costs. But anyway, that was my haul. Is that everything? That might be everything. Let me look at my list. Oh, and I got the cutest card. This is sheep costumes, because they're a bunch of sheets. And it's ape sheet and bull sheet, pieces of sheet. Jacque, this is from Jacque Campbell of Cross My Stitches. Jacque, you have pegged my sense of humor to a T. I love it. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that little card. And with that, I think that's everything, which is good because I'm right at 30 minutes and, you know, I wanted to upload while I'm not any greater than I am now. So the last thing is giveaway. And again, this is thanks to Carrie Fiore for generously sharing this pattern. This is one of the collaborations between Priscilla and Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design. And it is Let It Snow Bungalow. And like Priscilla and Chelsea have said, if it bothers you to stitch on the dark fabric, stitch it on something else. It'll look good, great on all kinds of things. I will tell you, I started, it was a mania start. I think it's the spring Chalk on the Farm. I don't remember the name of it right now. Fresh Eggs Farm, maybe? I don't know. Escapes me. But anyway, I started that on the recommended fabric, and it is difficult for me, which may be the reason I haven't got anything else done on it. But if I do any more of them, I didn't mention what fabric this is. This is, it's called Echo. Echo from Picture This Plus. And it's a charcoaly, bluey charcoaly color. It's a little bit bluer than what it's showing up there. But it's 36 count, and I had 0 difficulty stitching on this the last couple of days. So I have such a small start on that Fresh Eggs Farm that I may restart it on this because this is easier than, I can't remember what the name of that color is. Slate, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, the point of this whole digression is there are alternatives to stitch on. And even if you want to do it on something dark, it doesn't necessarily have to be the super dark. I think they would all look terrific on this. And again, this is Echo from Picture This Plus. And this is a 36 count. And again, I had 0 difficulty stitching on it. I wasn't even using my magnifier. So anyway, there are alternatives. So for the giveaway, it's a very cute winter pattern. Tell me what your favorite thing, what I want you to do is use the word winter. My favorite thing about winter is whatever. Because I'll use the search term winter when I do this, when I pick a winter. And we'll do that with that random comment picker tool. I may not be back next week for a video. I'm going to Stillwater, Oklahoma next weekend for a show. Praline is going for her first adult show, so y'all think good thoughts for her. I sure would love her to come home championed. We'll see. She may or may not do a whole lot. But anyway, if I have time, I will do a video next Thursday, but I'll be leaving early Friday morning to head to Oklahoma, so I won't be doing one on Friday. So depending on how the week goes, I may or may not have one on Thursday. So let's say 2 weeks. Let's just assume I'm not going to get it done, which is, you know, probably a safe bet. So 2 weeks. And again, use the term winter. Tell me what you like best about winter. Be over 18, so it's legit for you to give me your address. Please be a subscriber. Like all the routine YouTube stuff. And we'll give away this pattern. So thanks again to y'all all for coming back to visit and share the crazy with me. I sure enjoy y'all. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate all of the likes and comments. I love talking to people about the oh, that was what I forgot. Doggone it. I had a couple of people ask questions, so I'm going to answer those real quickly. The first question was, how do I let kittens go? That part's hard. It really is. But in my head, as soon as, and I generally have a waiting list for kittens. It's unusual for me to not have folks waiting on babies. I have one little girl available right now, and she's only available because the lady that was supposed to get her called me on Monday and said, I'm getting a divorce. I can't take a cat right now. And, you know, what am I going to do? Say, you have to pay me for the cat? You can't do that. So I have one little steel tortie girl available, but generally they're all spoken for well before in advance. So as soon as I know that, you know, I have 2 people waiting on steel boys, as soon as I have a steel boy, I think in my head, this is Tom's kitty. This is Susan's kitty. This is Cindy's kitty. I don't identify it as my kitty. Now, I love them all, and I do get attached to every one of them, but I try to give myself as much mental distance as I can, or it would truly break my heart when they leave. And it's hard enough as it is. And the second part of that is, I know how much joy they bring to folks. I get the most wonderful comments and emails and texts and pictures back, and, you know, people just thrilled with how much they love their babies. So I know how much joy they give folks, and I know how much love they're getting in return. And that makes it easier to let them go. So that's that. That's how I can let them go. And then the other question was I going to be at 2 people asked me about 2 different retreats. And the sad answer is, I don't do retreats because most of them you have to sign up well in advance. And I have no way of anticipating 6 months to a year in advance of, you know, this time block when I'm going to have kittens due. And I can say, well, most of the girls will come into heat, you know, in late winter and early spring, and most kittens are born in spring and summer. But, you know, that doesn't always hold true. And it's my responsibility as a breeder, as a steward of this breed, to not just dump them on somebody else and say, hey, honey, let me know if you have kittens, and leave. So I don't do retreats because I really can't plan to be gone. It's one thing, like you know, if I have a show that's a couple of days and within easy driving distance, and I, you know, make arrangements for somebody to watch them. But I just, you know, I'm a nervous wreck when I do that. So that's why I don't do retreats. I would love nothing better than to meet all y'all and hang out with you and stitch. I think that would be awesome. But I'm going to shut up now because 37 minutes, good Lord, it'll take me forever to upload this. I hope to see you next week. If I don't see you next week, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Oh, and thank you so much. I had multiple people message and email me going, why weren't you there last week? I appreciate y'all checking with me. I just got busy. I didn't get it done, but I'm okay. It's all good. Thank you so much for checking on me. Thank you all for coming to watch. I hope y'all have a wonderful stitchy week. Lots of stitchy happiness. Share all that stitchy kindness. It's one of the best things in the world. Bye, y'all. Take care. God bless.